Alright, before I start, how many of you here familiar with media communication course? Hands up please. Thank you. For those who do not know deeply about this course, I will explain to you what the media communication is. Before that, let me introduce myself first. A good day to everyone. My name is Ainur Khairunnisa. I'm a first year student majoring in media communication in the Faculty of Social Science and Humanities in National University of Malaysia. Alright, let me explain what is communication, and the second one I will explain about what the differences between communication and media communication. Communication is a channel that is applied in our life to facilitate the process of transferring information to each other, place, or group. Communication also involves a sender, a message, and a receiver. It looks very simple, but it's actually very complex subject.
Keep it simple.
Find a good example from everyday life that illustrates what you're talking about.
Complex scientific and math discoveries can be difficult to understand for those who do not work in these fields. It's critical for scientists to learn to communicate what they do to a lay audience.
You want to engage people in a physical way. If you're staring at a whiteboard, talking to it and talking to yourself, your audience is not going to be drawn in.
Well, it's easy to forget that other people aren't familiar with all the terms that we use all the time, and so it's really important to kind of try to keep things simple and explain things without jargon as much as possible.
There's nothing wrong with revising something 5 times to make it concise, and we've all had to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. I think nobody starts out in their career being an excellent writer. It's something that comes with practice and feedback.
You shouldn't worry about saying things that are rigorously true and precisely true when you're talking to the public. You should give them the idea. You should use analogies. You should use pictures a great deal.
So the mistakes that people make when they're trying to convey complex information largely is misunderstanding your audience, misunderstanding why they're listening to you.
One key part of clear communication is repetition, repetition. And so if you have an idea that you want to communicate to the general public, I think making that idea simple and repeating it as often as possible.
The transmission of messages from the receiver can be influenced by various branches that include emotions, situation, culture, and the medium used. Technology nowadays, the medium of communication is called media communication. This is because information and communication channel take place in print, visual, and audio media. This means that information, emotional, and other process are applied in electronic medium of television, such as drama, film, and print media, such as newspaper and online reading material.
Talking is an integral part of living. We talk to our family members, friends, people at work, and even strangers. But do we really communicate with them? Let's see how communication is different from talking. Talking simply refers to speaking words and sentences. Sometimes the message is understood, sometimes it is not. Communicating is one step further in the process. It is the sharing of information between 2 or more people to reach a common understanding. Communication is a two-way process. It needs a sender or a speaker and a receiver or a listener. The speaker's role is to speak clearly, while the listener's role is to pay attention to the speaker. However, quite often people focus more on what they want to say rather than listen to others. Now, before we understand the importance of communication, let's imagine a day without speaking to anyone. How would you find it? Difficult? Boring? Communication is the basis of all relationships. We communicate with others for many reasons. We also need to talk to others to share our joys and sorrows with them. At work, we talk to our co-workers to share ideas, exchange information, and seek help from them. Without communication, our life would come to a standstill.
What I like to present today is communication and media communication, very important in our daily life, and I believe everyone use it. Alright, today I would like to share two major advantages of taking media communication. First, be brave and talented person. And the second one is get opportunity job in media industry. The first advantages is to train yourself to be brave and talented person. Courage is one thing that I can say not all individuals have it. Furthermore, when it's involved interaction with a large number of people, this is because brave communication is essential to connecting with others. It's about being prepared, being gentle, and powerful. When you feel anxious, you might behave in a way that I designed to avoid communicating with others. For example, avoid your eyes contact and speak very slowly. In other words, we try to not to communicate likely to avoid being judged negatively by others. In media communication, having talent such as daring to speak in front of the camera, singing, being the event host is an advantage over individual. Moreover, not everyone has it. Sometimes talent needs someone to learn it. According to the International Institute for Management Development (IMD) World Talent Report 2016, Malaysia is ranked 19 out of 61 countries in its ability to attract talent. For instance, I did not know the talent I had in the field of acting until I ventured into this field of media communication. In conclusion, this field of communication media can be used as a platform to unearth a person's talent. Lastly, have the opportunity to get a job in the media industry. Along with the advancement of film technology, we can see an evolutionary change in producing film that are better than before. Apart from Malaysia, other countries are also racing to produce the best film to advance their film industry. However, if a crew is the best, surely they are capable of producing a high quality film. So, it is very important for them to take this field of media communication to get more exposure to become the best film crew. For example, in the job industry, they will prioritize students in this field because companies like TV3 Production Media believe that the individual is more knowledgeable, has skill and experience related to making a film. In addition to having the opportunity to work in this field of entertainment, this field of media communication also offers many opportunities to generate income on your own. For example, people who venture into this field have skill in making creative video, in media content, and then can generate their own income such as content creator, TikTokers, and YouTuber. To conclude, there are two advantages of taking media communication course. First is train yourself to be brave and talented person. And the second one is have the opportunity to get a job in the media industry. Thank you.